So February 14th was my last drink of alcohol. February 14th, 2018 was the last day I had a sip of alcohol. And I'll tell you, it has been 8 years since I've had alcohol. And hands down, one of the best decisions I've ever made, man. For anybody that's out there, guys, that has thought about dropping the drink, I'll tell you, it's life-changing. I was one of those guys that told himself he didn't have a problem because I wasn't drinking during the day, I wasn't drinking at work. I was the guy that said he didn't have a problem because he could stop anytime he wanted to. Even though I'd wake up, I'd cave into my impulses and I'd cave into it on the weekends when I was stressed, when I was having problems. It was a crutch in my life, you know? And I was in denial. But February 14th, I was getting ready to go on a deployment. I'd been trying to stop drinking alcohol for years, but I made the decision about a year prior to that. So almost for a full year, I would have these streaks of sobriety. I would stop drinking, like in the summer of 2017, drinking almost caused me to take my life. I was drinking, I'd come back from a deployment, and I had a bottle of whiskey in one hand and a gun in the other, and I was ready to end my life. And it was in that moment that I realized I needed to stop drinking, and I needed to build myself back up. I had been running from my problems, my traumas, all that type of shit, the guilt, my failures, and I started battling cutting out the drink. Well, I'd have a few weeks, months of sobriety, and then I'd go back and I'd cave in, get overconfident, and I'd be like, I don't have a problem, and I'd start drinking again. Or I'd just give in to my impulses. But I was getting ready to go on another deployment in 2018. I went to Valentine's with my wife. I hadn't been drinking since the new year. Matter of fact, I woke up on December 31st, 2017, I swore I wasn't going to go out on New Year's and drink. Well, I woke up January 1st, 2018 with a hangover, and I was livid. I was so pissed at myself that I had broke again. So January, I was sober. February, for the first 2 weeks, I was sober. And then I went out to Valentine's dinner with my wife. I was getting ready to head out on a deployment, and I felt like I should make an exception and just have a glass of wine with my wife. This is like one of the only times in my life where I had one glass of wine, maybe 1.5 if I remember correctly. I didn't even get drunk, but I compromised on my commitment that I was going to stop drinking, and I had a glass of wine, 1.5 glasses on February 14th, 2017. Had a great time with my wife while we were there, but then I went to sleep and I woke up the next day pissed off and hating myself once again. That February 14th was my last drink of alcohol, and it's been 8 years, guys. And I'll tell you, when I gave that up, a couple months after that Valentine's dinner, I went on that deployment, I came back. I had never wanted to touch another drink of alcohol. And I'll tell you, my money went up, my confidence went up, my relationships went up, my belief in myself, my self-image improved. Every aspect of my life went up when I cut out the drink. So for anybody here, guys, I can't tell you how powerful it is. Even if you're one of those people that claims that they don't have a problem, like I was one of those, to cut that shit from your life, because it's a game changer. Happy Valentine's Day to all you guys, and drop a comment, maybe down below this video, encourage somebody on why they should give up drinking, and maybe share your story. I'd love to hear it in the comments. Conquer all.